Is there any private interest, any private medical interest in Tobago that might be benefiting from the ambulance situation? A private clinic, perhaps?
Regrettably, well, I shouldn't say regrettably. No, it's simple incompetence. It's not that the ambulance service is being, the national ambulance service is being suppressed so that a private ambulance service could burgeon. It is just incompetence.
Ms. Moore, for the benefit of the reporters who just came in, would you go over for us the first of the three issues that you raised, the first one being the neonatal deaths?
Certainly. I can print the chat, but basically we have had in the last 16 months about 18 neonatal deaths. That's more than one a month in Tobago. Ordinarily, our rates trend way below Trinidad. So this for us is unprecedented. Because of that, in December, the TRHA commissioned a report into the most infamous of them. That is baby Ajani and his mother, who both died as she was trying to deliver of that child. That was particularly horrific because all indications demonstrated that she may have been hypertensive, etc. And these matters appear not to have been taken into account. I must say for completeness that the Ajani matter is before the court, and they are no doubt adequately represented. My role here is not to engage in, it's not to ventilate a legal matter in the public, but rather to call for the report, which I can properly call for under the Act, because one, the family itself, they don't have the report, and secondly, the report will, quite apart from what happened with Ajani and his mother, it will detail systemic flaws in the TRHA, which are important for completion, for process, and for transparency. And to that end, several Freedom of Information applications have been filed, requests have been made, and the intention is that if there is not a response as guaranteed by the Act, that we will litigate promptly and swiftly.
For the benefit of the reporter from The Guardian, would you also go over the ambulance concern and the organ transplant concern?
Certainly. The ambulance concern started last year when there was a fleet of one in Tobago. Absolutely one ambulance to service 45,000 people. That matter changed in March of this year when 10 ambulances were added with great fanfare to the fleet. However, problems still arise. 2 weeks after those 10 ambulances were added to the fleet, a gentleman died. He died having been delivered to the hospital by ambulance. So it raises the question, what was the treatment administered to him in the ambulance by EHS staff, and what were they qualified to do in the ambulance? And so that brings into focus the question of which ambulance license the techs have. There are three. There is basic, which gives you a ride to the hospital and oxygen. There is advanced life support level 1 and advanced life support level 2. It cannot be that we have 10 ambulances and only basic trained EHS technicians. It cannot be that we have 10 ambulances, but only 4 are deployed because we don't have adequate amounts of properly trained EHS technicians. So currently, while we should have ambulances stationed at Lowlands, Scarborough, Roxborough, Charlottesville, and Palo-Tuvere, Castara, we do not have that complement of ambulances distributed over the island, notwithstanding 10 new ambulances. So the other matter is, remember the provision of healthcare is a service that costs. So when we spend millions of dollars on 10 ambulances and don't deploy them because either we don't have trained staff to man them or we don't have trained and licensed drivers to drive them, then it is actually wasted money. And it is a sham on the people because you tell them they have 10 ambulances, but in truth and in fact they have 4. And of those 4, none of them are staffed with persons who can provide anything other than basic life support. So it's a sham. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really grateful again for you giving us some time and some column space on these issues, because we don't often get attention from the Trinidad media, and it really is in an effort to say to Tobago and to Trinidad and Tobago that we really cannot be in a position where we suffer in silence anymore. Something has to change.